How you masturbate can totally kill your ability to last longer in bed. And most men don't even realize they're doing it. But the good news is there are actually some very simple fixes to help you go from not lasting more than 2 minutes to being able to last over 20 minutes plus. So in this video, I'll show you what is holding you back, how to fix it, and a secret technique that instantly changed my sex life forever and helped me last all night long. And to help you understand why these techniques are so powerful, you first need to know how this common mistake is holding you back. Most of us grow up quickly masturbating to porn so we don't get caught by our parents or our siblings. And this habit can persist for the next 5 to 10 years and even into our adult lives. But what we don't realize is that we're actually conditioning ourselves to have premature ejaculation by going so fast and trying not to get caught. And this leads us to number 1, take your time. Remove any fear or time constraints to get it done quickly, and only masturbate when you can spend between 15 to 20 minutes minimum to enjoy yourself so you can practice lasting longer. But in order to truly break this bad habit and conditioning, you need to implement this next step here. Porn is by far the most overstimulating thing for our arousal in the entire world, and it can take you to the point of ejaculation in just a few seconds. And if this is how you masturbate every single time, it's also likely going to be how you perform during sex with a partner, super fast. And this leads us to number 2, no porn. When we don't have porn or visual stimulation, we become responsible for getting out of our heads and into our bodies. And this enables us to create new pleasure pathways on our own, which is really important since we won't have porn during sex with our partners. However, there is another really crucial step to be able to create these new pleasure pathways so you can actually last longer in bed. And it's by using this next technique right here. If you were like me and grew up quickly masturbating to porn, then you likely did it in your computer chair as well. Sitting slouched in the chair with your eyes glued to the screen and your hand on your genitals. Now, does this simulate having sex with a partner? No, not at all. And that brings us to number 3, change positions. Start masturbating laying down with your knees pointing up and your feet flat on the bed. Or you can try standing up. Some men in my program have had a lot more control standing up and feeling their feet grounded on the floor. With both standing and laying down, you can also thrust into your hand to really simulate the act of having sex with a partner. But in order to make this even more realistic and to practice prolonging your ejaculation, you need to know this next step right here. You want your masturbation practice to simulate as close as possible to having sex with a partner, because how you practice is how you're gonna play in the game. And in order to replicate this feeling and sensation of a wet vagina, it's important to use lube. I recommend using something all natural like extra virgin coconut oil or therapeutic grade shea butter. This will keep some of the friction, but also increase the pleasure and most importantly, make it more lifelike. Now, to take your practice to the next level, I'm gonna share my secret technique that completely changed my sex life forever and enabled me to last as long as I wanted in the bedroom. But first, you need to know this next step right here. The men going for a quick release will focus strictly on their genitals during masturbation and get straight to the point because their goal is to ejaculate to release stress. But if your intention is to give yourself the most pleasure possible and connect deeply so you can last longer in bed with a partner, then you need to stimulate your entire body. Use your whole body to increase your pleasure and build up that arousal. This will awaken sensations you have never felt before and prevent you from getting overly sensitive in your penis. Being patient with your pleasure opens up the possibility to feel full body orgasms and will help you get more comfortable and relaxed during pleasure so you can prolong your ejaculations, just like this guy did here. But in order to get truly comfortable with your arousal and confident in your ability to last longer in bed, you need to know this next step right here. Most guys who want to last longer in bed have zero control of when they're about to ejaculate. It's like the feeling comes out of nowhere and they have no clue how or why. And that's because they're not in tune with their arousal or their point of no return. And the point of no return is that moment right before ejaculation. And you need to know it extremely well if you want to be able to last as long as you want in the bedroom. And this is where edging comes into play. Edging is when you stimulate yourself to the point of ejaculation and then stop to bring your arousal down and then repeat, going up and down in waves of pleasure. Edging takes the goal of ejaculation completely off the table, and it allows you to experience more pleasure and learn exactly what your limits are, so you can be aware of them during sex with a partner. But it's important to note you need to be really careful with edging because it can lead to extremely painful blue balls unless you know this next step right here. In order to truly master edging, you need to be able to move your energy all over your body. And when you can do this, you can separate orgasm from ejaculation and last all night long. And this requires connecting to your breath. Start by connecting to your breath before you're even hard, while you're just exploring your entire body outside of your genitals. Get this energy moving with nice big inhales through the nose and loud ah exhales through the mouth. This will help you move the energy away from your genitals so it doesn't build up and feel overly sensitive like you're about to burst. Not only will this help you last longer, but it will enable you to disperse your energy all over your body and feel pleasure you didn't even think was possible. But in order for this to actually work so you can integrate it with a partner and satisfy her all night long, you need to know my final secret right here. Most of the men I work with have deeply ingrained limiting beliefs holding them back from being confident and lasting longer in bed. For example, they know they can't last long in a certain position, or they know they will go quickly in the first round of sex. And what's actually happening is they are deciding that they're going to fail, completely shooting themselves in the foot. It's like that old saying, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And this couldn't be more true here. If you are so hard on yourself and think you suck and you won't last long during sex, then there's a very low probability that you will. And this leads us to my final secret, belief in yourself. And this means supporting yourself with proof that you can do anything you set your mind to. Remind yourself that you are amazing by cutting off that negative self-talk. It's important to set intentions and get into a good mindset before self-pleasure. Saying things like, I am in control of my body, I can do this, and I am the fucking man. Belief in yourself can enable you to accomplish goals you didn't think were possible. And that's especially important for confidence in the bedroom. But it's not just making up positive thoughts. It's about proving it to yourself and taking action. Now, if you're really struggling with premature ejaculation and are looking for direct coaching and guidance to cure it once and for all, click the link below in the description for my free training and book a call directly with me. And if not, make sure you watch this next video here on sensual massage. So in the meantime, you can give your partner some of the best orgasms of her life without worrying about penetrative sex.